here today. Another nail in the coffin for the English-speaking community of Quebec. They're trying to kill us. They're trying to bury us. $30 million existential fines to a bilingual olive. What kind of government tries or destroys world-class universities, world-class colleges? What kind of mean-spirited government do we have? I cannot believe that our fellow francophones support this. The problem is they don't know about it. They don't know what's in Bill 96. It's up to us to tell them, to learn about it, to spread the word. We all have francophone friends. We all have anglophone friends. We have allophone friends. We have to keep talking about it. As Keith Henderson said, let's work to what's in our passport. Let's ensure we have a place that's glorious and free. That is why we're proud Canadians. And the notwithstanding clause allows our parliamentarians, those in the legislature, to just wipe away our rights with the stroke of a pen. So a nail in our coffin. How many more can our community take? How long until we rise united and unwavering and say with one voice, enough is enough? Or as they say in French, c'est franchement. Thank you, every single one of you, for being here today. Under the blazing sun, it actually is a nicer day than I thought it was going to be. But in the middle of the construction holiday, we've likely lost quite a few people. We probably have a lot of tourists. I hope they're interested in what's going on here. You could be elsewhere, but you chose to be here. Why? Because the time is now. It's not in September. The time is now to start fighting Bill 96 and being heard. Together we must protest. Together we must act, and we defend our rights and freedoms. If we don't, the powers that be won't think we care. We've been silent too long. So I'm from the Task Force on Linguistic Policy, a not-for-profit, a federally incorporated not-for-profit. We were formed 4 years ago. Our biggest program is taking Bill 96 to court. And we joined forces, even though we're non-partisan, we joined forces with the Canadian Party in Quebec to say, enough is enough. We have to get out and protest. We have to break the silence. There is no shame. Stop hiding. Be proud. Okay, my name is Dale Weber. I'm not a politician. I'm not a media personality. I'm not a lawyer. I'm just an engaged citizen, a concerned citizen, a concerned Canadian, and a proud Quebecer who simply cannot, in good conscience, stand by and watch our community drift towards division, marginalization, and injustice. And clearly you can't either. So today we stand with another attack on the English-speaking community, another institution under siege, another step backward for inclusion, for fairness, for education, another nail. Need I say more? Bill 96 is not just bad policy. It's a direct blow to the principles we hold dear as Canadians, as Quebecers. It was said a little bit in the other speeches. Warrantless search and seizure. What democracy has warrantless search and seizure? Wait a minute. That's allowed because of the notwithstanding clause. Language-based employment barriers. say, oh no, you're not allowed to work. We're counting the number of people who speak our language here, and they have too many that speak another language. Hello? What country? What democracy has that?
Russia.
Well, Russia isn't a democracy.
Korea.
OQLF exams for health professionals and care providers. They're cutting off the supply of people that can take care of us in our old age, because no matter what your job is, if you want to work in healthcare, even as a care provider, you have to pass an OQLF French exam. So if you come from away with a Canadian dream, but you can't pass the OQLF exam, you're not allowed to work in an old folks home. Sorry, that's probably a senior's residence. We also have denial for services for English businesses. We have crushing fines for non-compliance. We have snitch lines. Classification of citizens. These citizens are allowed these services, those services. Sorry, you didn't go to school in Canada, so we're not going to talk to you in English, the language you understand. What democracy does that? Only a mean-spirited democracy. I don't even think we're a democracy anymore, because real democracies have checks and balances against that. This is all because of the preemptive use of the notwithstanding clause. It's threatening to silence us, but we're not. The task force is going to court, even with the notwithstanding clause. We had rights before the Charter of Rights and Freedoms, and we'll say the Charter of Rights and Freedoms was never intended to take rights away. We demand our rights, and we need to be heard in court. We ask you for support. Rights are rights. Bill 96 is not the protection of a language. It's an attempt to create a supreme culture. They put in Bill 96 and they backed it up with Bill 84. You probably don't know Bill 84. The media has done a horrendous job talking about it. Your eyes will pop out of your head when you read it. Because what they're trying to do is create a supreme culture. I think that playbook has already been written, and it didn't work out so well. We must stop it. So 4 years ago, the task force was formed. We said we must fight this. I volunteered to help, and I was hooked. They got me in hook, line, and sinker. We filed our lawsuit on May 31st, 2003. We are the only lawsuit filed on behalf and for the benefit of individuals. The EMSD is for school boards to work in English. Municipalities or for the municipalities to work in English. Our lawsuit represents small business owners, students, families, teachers, immigrants, seniors, citizens, employees, everyone who refuses to be a second-class citizen, and everyone who doesn't want them to be second-class citizens in Canada. On June 11th, we hosted an expert panel on the notwithstanding clause, and there were a few themes. I won't get into it, I'm running out of time, but I'll say what the notwithstanding clause allows your parliamentarians and the people that you elected to press control, alt, delete on your rights, on your right of expression, on your right of public assembly, on your right of equality, and your right of protection from abuse. These are all rights covered by the notwithstanding clause. Now, you may think, oh, Bill 96, it's only the right to freedom of expression that was cancelled. No. They canceled the longstanding clause with one stroke of the pen, cancels all the rights that are in sections 2 and 7 to 15 of the Charter and Rights and Freedoms. This is what people don't know. People don't know that Bill 96 contravenes the Constitution of Canada and the Charter of Rights of Quebec. I'll go on. Anyways, a stroke of the pen. What's so important is our call to action. The use of the notwithstanding clause, we can't let it be the new normal. It's not normal. It was never supposed to be used. As Canadians, we were never supposed to have our rights removed. So here is the call to action. Be loud. If you care about equality, fairness, and justice, and not just for Anglophones, all Anglophones, be loud. Fight for rights. Fight for democracy. Don't take advantage of them. Take them seriously. They are so important. I'm looking at the crowd, and I would say a lot of us have children and of children age. What legacy are we leaving if we don't fight for our rights? Exactly. If we don't fight for their rights? Exactly. It's time to stand up. Let's be loud. So we created the Coalition Against Bill 96. I hope you will sign up and support the Canadian Party of Quebec. I hope you will sign up and join the Task Force on Linguistic Policy. I hope you will donate to the court cases we're fighting. The task force is actually going to the Supreme Court. We found out yesterday. Yesterday we got notice that the Supreme Court is going to hear our arguments that rights are rights are rights, and we are going to fight for them. And we're going to do everything we can. The English-speaking community of Quebec is going to fight for them. Now let me say this.
Hallelujah.
Sorry. I used to say. So, no language, no culture should rise by suppressing others. Can we all agree on that? That is not a just and civil society. That is not Quebec. That is not Canada. So let's go to the province where French is strong. But so are our freedoms, where language unites us, not divides us, where our children, French and English speaking, alike grow up proud of where they're from and when they are, and they can prosper with world-class educational institutions, not ones that are financially crippled by insular ignorance. Let's be the day that we stop being silent. Thank you so much. Merci beaucoup from the Task Force on Linguistic Policy.
I just want to say a very big thank you to Gail and Cynthia for taking charge of organizing this protest. I hope very much that you're beginning of something really great that's really going to transform the place. Thank you both so much. I'm not very successful. I just before we talk about this, I'm so glad we do it. But we're doing it with the races. Not the way. So if everybody gives $5 today, let's see what's the money. If we do this all, so everybody, I'm just starting with like, what's $5? You have a box, please? Actually, you really use a $5. That doesn't matter to you. I've actually myself the group, but every dollar we get goes back into the fight against Bill 96. Thank you. So we can give the money to Claudia, right there. Claudia? Awesome. Here. I'll put you the first $5 in. Thank you very much, Gail. Thank you. Number 2. With me. Very much. It's not a lot of money, but it's a lot to us. So thank you very, very much. Have a good day.
Thanks, I'm good to see you soon.